my name is Caroline and welcome to my channel, my little corner of the internet where I talk about cross stitch, sewing, knitting and all the other crafty things I get up to. Welcome back or welcome to Flosstube number 36 if I'm not mistaken. I haven't filmed a basic regular Flosstube in a while. My last video was my 2025 VIP parade, and if you are new or if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for all the views and the love on that video. It was such a joy that it reached you all and all the lovely comments. I was so happy about every single one of them. And it gave me a new boost of filming and coming back here today. And yeah, so I haven't filmed in a regular Flosstube in quite a while, as I said. So I'm not going to show you everything I've done since the last Flosstube, because you've seen my web parade. I took what I worked on in the last few days, weeks, some very special finishes, and yeah, I have a little bit of haul and stuff, plans. So yeah, what a Flosstube consists of. I really hope that I can manage to do a video every other week, at least until the end of the year. So my plan is doing a regular Flosstube today for this weekend. And then in 2 weeks, I will be gone for the weekend to Vienna. And so I don't think I will be able to film then. So my plan is to film my kit parade either this weekend or next weekend to have that up for that week. So yeah, to keep the videos going. I asked you guys if you wanted to see a kit parade and or a finish parade, and the resounding answer was yes, please. So I'm looking down here because I have my kit basket down here. I'm going to do that next. And then I think the finish parade towards the end of the year, probably, to show you all my 2025 finishes and maybe also the older ones. We will see how long this is going to be. Yeah, I think that's it. Starting off. Also, and in my web parade, towards the end, my microphone died. And it actually died. It wasn't only that the battery was low, I cannot get it to charge anymore. So I got a new one, and I wanted to share, if you are doing Flosstubes or any other videos, I wanted to share what I got because the price was very good. It was not as cheap as the old one, but the old one had some quirks that I didn't like. And this one, so far, seems very nice. I hope this sound is all right. Yeah, I think so. I did some tests and the sound was good, so we will see. So you can see my little thingy here. And the good thing with this is this has a magnet at the back. So I don't need to clip it on like a collar, which doesn't work here. And yeah. And then the receiver obviously is in my phone. And it comes in this case. I don't dare to open it so that it doesn't get disturbed. I don't know. But you charge the case and then put in the microphone and the receiver as you would do with AirPods. And yeah, so far I'm impressed. And this is what I got from Amazon. So yeah. Let me know if you can tell any difference in sound or not, but so far so good. With that, let's get into cross stitch. And I want to start today with a fully finish that you can see back there. This has been finished since the end of August and fully finished shortly after, I think middle of September. And it is a very special piece because this is my first chatelaine. This is Little Tuscany Mandala by Chatelaine Designs. I started this on my birthday, so August 26, 2023, and finished it, I think, August 28th, 2025. And I stitched this on 32 count terracotta, even weave by Zweigart, with almost all of the called for flosses. And with the beads, So the very small beads, the delicate beads, I think they're called. I did the called for, I think, but I couldn't get the Swarovski bicones. I could only get a few colors and they were super expensive. So I went into a bead store here in town and just picked some that looked good. And yes, it's not perfect. It's not exactly what's called for, but I think it works. So we'll come closer. It's so sparkly. Yeah, those are this is called for. Those are the ones that I subbed, and I think it works. Yeah. And this is also the very first piece that I got a professional frame for. So I only ordered the frame to measure and I framed it myself. They were very confused when I came there with that piece and then said I want a frame for that and I don't want any glass or any backing, just a frame. They were confused because framing cross stitch is not something that's done here. But I love the frame I picked out. I love that it looks also like a little bit like beads, like in here, and then there's those spots that bring out the terracotta. The frame was expensive for only being the frame. So yeah, I'm not going to do that on a regular basis. I mean, the wood of the frame was not that bad. It was a lot just to get it cut and glued together, which adds up in a small thing. So yeah, I think I will go back to really collecting very nice vintage frames and then have my dad cut them for me, which just makes more sense. Anyways, I'm super happy with this one. This hangs right next to my bedside table, so I look at it every single day and I love how it glitters and glimmers. And yeah, now I have another chatelaine that I want to do. I think it's called Herb Garden Mandala, and I have almost all the things gathered up. So maybe a Christmas start, maybe a New Year start. We will see. It's a big one this time. Oh, and if you want to see the back of my frame, I just put a nice piece of cardstock and then attach that with acid-free tape. Yeah. Right. So that's very special. Where did I have it? I think about here. Yes. I also have some new cross stitch up. So this one up here is actually needlepoint that I've thrifted. And this one up here, this is also thrifted. It is cross stitch, but very coarse with very thick thread. So yeah, added those. And the pillow back here, here I did last year. No, 2 years ago. Wow, time flies. All right, next up, another very, very special, exciting piece. I told you already that I had finished this, but I haven't shown it in a Flosstube or in a whip parade because it was done. In London, as planned, I finished Fruits of Plenty by Modern Folk Embroidery. Ta-da! Oh my word. This is a blanket. I love it so much. It isn't framed yet. I have the frame for it. And yeah, I started this August 22nd, 2023 and finished it October 13th, I think, or 10th or 11th, around there at Stitch in London. I finished it this year. I had, I think, this and this done about 20% a year ago, and then said I wanted to finish it by Stitch in London this year, and it took me about 750 to 800 stitches a week to do that. I love this so much. The greens are just amazing. This is stitched on 32 count Lucan by Zweigart, one of my very favorite fabrics. I actually just got another yard of this because I love it so much. And it's stitched with anchor 844 and 1044, 2/2. And yeah. I put in my initials. I'm going to frame this in a thrifted frame because I looked up at online stores that do custom cut frames, and just the frame would have been 160 euros. No. I have a frame for this that it is quite thin. It is wood with a golden band and it looks super nice, and the height is actually perfect. And I had thought about having my dad cut it down to the width, but I think what I'm going to do is frame it as it is, and it will have about half an inch margin at the top and bottom, and I think not quite 2 inches left and right. And yeah, I will see how that looks. I really liked how it looked just laid down, and if I don't like it, I can always cut it down later. I would have to relace the whole thing, which is a pain, but yeah, I will try that first and see how it looks. And I'm so happy that this huge piece is done, and hopefully get to frame it soon and have it on my wall. And I will obviously show it to you framed, or at least show you a picture, because I have no idea how to get that into this frame. I have 2 more finishes to show, I think. So let's start with that one. This has been done since the middle of October, I think. This is the lower part of A Sampler Holiday Christmas by Blueberry Ridge Design. I started this for a stitch along with my Women of the World Zoom group. And yeah, this is stitched on 46 count linen by Fiber on a Whim. And I think cream and sugar or milk and honey, one of the two. Yeah, but it's pink or coral. The thing is, I had that in my hand hurts. I had that in a felt bag and it got wet, and then I had red splotches on the fabric. So I over-dyed the whole thing, and now it's done. And I actually really like how it turned out. My plan is to make a drum out of this. I have never done a drum, but I think this would be perfect. And I stitched it with a 103 silk, 1/2. This is what made me fall in love with 103s. I had this in my temperature stitching, so it got good progress and got finished there, and I love it, love it, love it. My plan now is to have this fully finished by December, which should be doable, I think. All right, one more finish. I had this almost finished in my parade and finished it shortly thereafter. This is Happy Halloween by Silver Creek Samplings. I stitched this with all of the called for DMC colors, 2/2 on a 36 count linen that I dyed myself. And as you can see, I have it just laid down in this wooden tray, and I think this is how I'm going to fully finish it, because it just fits perfectly in there. I was not sure if I should frame it or to a pillow, and then I saw this. And I think I'm going to do like a flat fold, put magnets and put it in there, so if I have something else that fits in here, I can always switch it out. And yeah, I love how this looks in that tray. I love the fabric that I dyed. One thing I changed, the cat had eyes, yellow eyes, and it looked so weird, so I took those out and have just the back of the cat showing. This was so fun to stitch. I started this October 10th, 11th, somewhere around there, and finished it just before Halloween. Awesome. I love this. Flosstube itchy nose striking again. I just remembered I have one more to show you, one more finish that I want to show you, because I have fully finishing plans with that as well. So this year, every month, I have been doing the Pretty Kitties by Breeder Cup Designs, one for every month, and I haven't been sure how to fully finish them. And now I think I found something. I found this metal tin washing tablets at TK Maxx, and I got it because I thought this might work for my Pretty Kitties. And I think it will. So let me turn it around. I think I'm going to cover this up, but I'm not sure. And here we have the one that I did for October. This is actually not the October one from the series, but this was in a Just Cross Stitch Halloween issue because I just like that one better. I'm doing all of them 2/2 on different 32 counts. The cat is always 310, and then I'm picking overdites from stash. Don't mind the magnet here. This will of course get removed, but I just wanted to get it on here. So this fits perfectly. All of them have different sizes, and this is what's tripping me up. But I think I can manage to put all of them on here. And that would be a very, very cute way to display them and have the other seasons in the box. So yeah, this is probably what I'm going to do. And I have the November one not started yet. I have it kitted. And for November, I'm also not doing the November Pretty Kitty because that one is like a turkey kitty and we don't celebrate Thanksgiving here in Austria. I don't eat turkey anyways. So I picked a kitty that is sitting in a basket of needlework, which I think is very fitting. And yeah, so I'm going to do that. I have it kitted, as I said, not started yet. All right, I think that is it with finishes and fully finishes that I want to show you today. I have a few more fully finishes that I managed to do in the last months, and I will slowly sprinkle them in here or just show them to you in my finish parade. Let's get on now with starts. So I started, since my whip parade, I started a secret stitch that I can't show you yet because it is for a secret Santa that I'm doing with my stitchy friends. And yeah, if I show it to the person that I'm stitching for will immediately know that it's for her. So yeah, not showing that. But I can show you another start. I had wanted to start this for a while and finally did it. I had dyed this wonderful purpley fabric and was looking for a chart that I wanted to stitch on it. And then I found the perfect one. It is called Witching Hour by Caslins. And I just love how this looks. So then I had the fabric and I had the pattern. And then I was stuck on floss choice. I thought about doing 3799, but it was just not perfect. And while I was in London, I looked at all the overdites from Corey's little shop, and I found the perfect one. It is called Mulberry by Vic Steinbergs. And yeah, that was the way to go. By the way, if you also want to see this stitched by in another colorway, head over to Megan, the Seattle Stitcher, because she's doing this as well. I wanted to start this chart on October 31st, Halloween, but I was stuck on putting it into markup and it took me too long on the 31st to get it started that day. So I started this November 1st and I got more than 1,000 stitches done in one day because I loved it so much. And this is where I'm up to. This chart is it's so fun to stitch. It looks great on that fabric. Yes, and I also still have Halloweenish autumny nails. Yeah. I will show you more. So it will fit on a fat 1/8. I'm in love with that fabric, how it turned out. The floss color is great. I will definitely stitch on that during the year and not wait for next Halloween or autumn to stitch on that because... And I'm not struggling with those weeks. They are very soft and nice, not dry at all. So sometimes I find weeks quite dry. Yeah, not with those. This is going to be a quicker one today. As I said, I'm not going to show you everything. The next one I want to show you is one of my 2 whip go calls for November. So for November, my whip go calls are Lettre Caramel by Reflet de Soie, and I am allergic to filming floss tubes. I'm not sneezing when I stitch on my stuff. Can anyone please do any science on this? All right. I wanted to tell you about my Whip Go calls. My Whip Go calls for November are Lettre Caramel by Reflet de Soie, and I'm not confused because this eye is bigger than this. Guys, why do you watch me? This is a mess. Alright. And the second Whip Go call is Yule Goddess by Sunflower Stitches UK, I think. And I started with Lettre Caramel. Both of them are planned to get 1000 stitches. And I have my Whip Go call done on Lettre Caramel, but I will keep going. So, let me show you where we're up to. This is Lettre Caramel. And I'm doing this with 2 anchorets, 1/2 on 46 count seashell by XGU Designs. And as I explained in my web parade, I'm not going to do the whole thing. I'm going to finish up this row of alphabet and border flowers and then calling it done. So I already added in basically that whole area here. So I have to finish up this and then add in the berries in here and it will be done. I expect this to be between 1000 and 1500 more stitches, 2000 at the most. So I hope I will leave this out. I have been stitching on this every day for a few days now and I will just keep on stitching on that. I like stitching on it, but the anchor on 46 is not my favorite and I just don't think I need the whole piece. And I hope to have a finish here in my next Flosstube. That could be doable. And then the next one I have been stitching on finally and loving it is Autumn Quaker or Autumn is as Joyful by Lila Studio. And I had started this at the beginning of September and really stalled on it because I was not happy with my fabric. I'm doing all of the seasonal Quakers by Lila Studio on 35 or 36 count fabrics. And I switched to Sulky for almost all of them now. And I'm happy with the Sulky on the 46. It's 36. It's great. But I had started this on Platinum by Zweigart. And honestly, it was just boring. It looked boring. Platinum is a nice color, but for this and the Sulky, I didn't like it. So I over-dyed the whole thing with quite a few stitches in. It didn't mess with the stitches at all, or only so little that I cannot even tell. And I love it now. I have it in a Q snap because I have been stitching on it. And it turned out so great. I over-dyed it with Rit dye just for 30 seconds to a minute in a Rit dye bath, and yeah, super happy. It's not ironed, quite wrinkly. So can you believe that this has been Platinum by Zweigart before? I can't. Let me fold away the wrinkliness. So when I do Rit dyeing, I just put in colors that I like. In here is brown, tangerine, tan, I think maybe bronze. And yeah, it's gorgeous. I love it so much now. I have stitched on that a lot. So since dyeing this fabric, I added in basically all of that Quaker, this whole Quaker thing and this little tiny thing. And I have to add in a little bit of one Quaker here, and then that's the first page done. I think I am at 12% right now. Yeah, I would love to get this to 20% before I start winter Quaker. With the over dyeing, I had thought it might change the yellow, but I don't think it did. I think it darkened up that tree. But who cares? It doesn't matter. Yeah, I love it so much now. And what I learned for my winter Quaker, I had thought about starting winter Quaker on Silvery Moon by Zweigart. But I learned now that I need a more interesting fabric for my Quakers. So I have the perfect bluey mottled fabric for Winter Quaker by Extrude Designs. But I need to change the colors. So I'm doing a sulky conversion anyway, and I need to change the sulky conversion even more to get the blues to show up. But that will be something I will talk in my kit parade, and I still don't have all the colors picked because a lot of them are still in here. So yeah, this is an ongoing process with my Quakers. But I love them on 35 count, and soon I will have all 4 seasons going. All right, this is all the cross stitch whips and projects I'm going to show you today. I have 2 knitting whips I want to share though. The first one is my socks in my cute stitched sock bag. I have been working on these socks for a while now because I have been distracted with other knitting. So this is the second sock. These are the Find the Joy socks by the Crazy Sock Lady. And I'm doing them in merino, superwash merino sock yarn from a local dyer. And it's the second one, and right now I am in the gusset. So I'm doing contrasting cuff and toe. Yeah. So that's that one. I just need to buckle down and do it because it will be quick. But I have been distracted by my very first sweater that lives now just in a canvas bag because it's getting bigger and bigger. For my first sweater, I am doing the step-by-step sweater, and I don't know who it is by right now. I will leave the link down below. And I got quite a bit done on this. I started this during Harvest Moon Hangout, and I'm doing it in 2 colors, and I am knitting it with 2 yarns held together. So one of them is a wool by Hobby, and I can just show you in that color. I don't have a ball here with me right now, and I'm holding it with Friends Kid Silk, also by Hobby. Are you ready? Yeah. So I did the fold over collar. This is a raglan sweater that you knit top down. So I already tried this on. It fits. And yeah, for the sleeves, it tells you to put it onto scrap yarn. But I just used small cables that I connected with the cable connector because I need to start doing the arms on those anyway, so I thought that would make more sense. Yeah, and right now I have the body on very long cables because I tried this on, and what I'm going to do now is start with the sleeves, get both sleeves done, and then see how much yarn I have left and see how long I want the body to be. I have never done a sweater before, so I have no idea how much I need. And I bought the yarn for a different project originally. It was more than 1 year ago. I don't know if the dye changed. I think I want this cropped anyway to go over dresses. So yeah, I love the color. I think it fits me quite well. It is still a little scratchy, but I have this washed and blocked, and this is much softer. So yeah, I had been stalling on this because I need to start on the sleeves, so I need to do that. Yeah, love it, love it, love it so much. I need to get back to this probably today. All right, plans. Getting back to that sweater. Also continuing on my Lettre Carmin. I have my second whipco piece that I'm going to stitch on in November. I have my Christmas Garden by Blackbird Designs that I'm going to do my November part of, my November Pretty Kitty. Other than that, I don't know. And with that, I think this is it. So thank you so much for watching today. Today is November 8th, Saturday. It is a very grey November day here in Austria. I need to get some chores done today and then hopefully stitching and sewing and all the things, and I'm super excited for a crafty weekend ahead. And yeah, I just realized yesterday when planning out my weekends that December and the end of year is quickly approaching. Yeah, what news? Life stuff, I don't have a lot. Work has been super busy for the last few weeks. There have been a lot of meetings and stuff going on. Other than that, I have a new tattoo planned, and that's the reason I'm going to Vienna in 2 weeks. And it's hopefully going to be a sunflower. Yeah, I will show you once it's done. Yeah, and I think that's it for today. It's been a quicker one, but I thought doing quicker, shorter videos would help me get them done and also get them edited and out to you. So here we are. I hope it's actually a quicker one. We will see at the end. With that, thank you so much. I would really love it if you would like my video, subscribe, and maybe even write a comment. I know I'm the same. I watch a video, forget to comment, or I watch it on my tablet while stitching. But if you can at all, I would love to get a comment from you. And I'm also going to go back now to all my comments on my web parade and answering them. So I read all of them and I will get back to you. I promise. It might just take me a while. So yeah, with that it is really it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful weekend and hope to see you soon. Bye!